Hello, my dear students. Today we shall be discussing Macbeth Act 5, Scene 1. So, before we start with the line by line explanation, we'll be first going through the overview of this scene. So, Act 5, Scene 1 takes place in the King's Palace in Dunsinane. And as the scene opens, we can see that a doctor and a gentlewoman, they're discussing about Lady Macbeth sleepwalking. The gentlewoman reports that Lady Macbeth has been sleepwalking and performing strange actions such as writing and reading letters. That is when Lady Macbeth appears with a candle and she talks to herself, where she claims blood in her hands and that she isn't able to wash it off. As she talks, she includes the guilt of killing King Duncan and also relives the conversation after killing Banquo. The doctor is horrified by listening to what Lady Macbeth has to say, and he tells the gentlewoman that Lady Macbeth is beyond his skill to treat. And he says that she needs divine intervention more than medical treatment. He also says that he will dare not speak of what he witnessed today. And the scene ends. Okay, now let's begin with the line by line explanation. So, first, the doctor tells, I have 2 nights watched with you, but can perceive no truth in your report. When was it she last walked? So, here the doctor is telling the gentlewoman, it has been 2 nights that I have been observing with you, but I haven't seen anything like what you have reported about Lady Macbeth. So he says, how long has it been since she last sleepwalked? So here it is apparent that the doctor has been observing Lady Macbeth since 2 nights, and then that is when she had not sleepwalked. So he's saying that I cannot perceive any truth in what you have reported to me. So the gentlewoman says, since His Majesty went into the field, means since her husband Macbeth had gone for war, I have seen her rise from her bed. So she has seen Lady Macbeth getting up from her bed, throw her nightgown upon her, means wear her nightgown, unlock her closet, so open her closet, take forth paper, so take a paper from it, fold it, write upon it, read it, afterwards seal it, and again return to bed. Yet all this while in a most fast asleep. So she's talking about what she has observed about Lady Macbeth, about what she would do. And she says that this has been happening, and while she does all these actions, it was all the while remaining fast asleep. So I have underlined the actions of what Lady Macbeth follows. The doctor says, a great perturbation in nature to receive at once the benefit of sleep and do the effects of watching. So here what the doctor is saying is there is a great disturbance or there is mental uneasiness in the natural order of things where the body receives the physical benefit of sleep. But what happens to the mind? The mind, instead of resting, acts as if it is awake, where it is performing actions and exhibiting the symptoms of being fully conscious and agitated. So here the doctor is trying to say that the body is in an unnatural condition where the body is trying to be asleep, but the mind is totally awake and active. Then the doctor says, in this slumbery agitation, besides her walking and other actual performances, what at any time have you heard her say? So he's saying, other than the sleep activity that she's doing, which is besides her walking and the other things that she's been doing, what have you heard her say? The gentlewoman says, that, sir, which I will not report after her. So she's saying that is something, sir, that I will not be able to report to you. The doctor says, you may to me, and it is most meet you should. Means you may tell it to me. It is the most suitable thing that you can do, or that would be the most proper thing for you to do. The gentlewoman says, neither to you nor anyone. Having no witness to confirm my speech, lo you, here she comes. So she's saying that I will not be able to confess it to you nor to any other person unless there is a witness to confirm what I have heard. That is when Lady Macbeth is entering with a candle or with a taper, and she says, look, here she comes. This is her very guise. Means she's saying that this is exactly how she looks. This is her manner of how she comes. And upon my life, fast asleep, observe her, stand close. So she's saying, I swear upon my life, she is fast asleep. She is not awake. Watch her, that is, observe her, and keep hidden. Stand close is don't disclose yourself, stand close and keep hidden and watch her. The doctor says, how came she by that light? So, how did she get that candle? Is what she asks, because she enters with a taper, isn't it? The gentlewoman says, why? It stood by her. She has light by her continually. It's her command. So, the candle is always by her side, and she has commanded or she has ordered that there must always be light right next to her. The doctor says, you see, her eyes are open. The gentlewoman says, ay, but their senses are shut. So the gentlewoman is saying, yes, her eyes are open, but she does not see anything. Her sense of vision is shut. The doctor says, what is it she does now? Look how she rubs her hand. So what is she doing now? Look, she is rubbing her hands together. The gentlewoman says, it is an accustomed action with her to seem thus washing her hand. I have known her continue in this a quarter of an hour. So the gentlewoman is saying that it is an accustomed action of her. She often does this, where I have seen her do this, that is washing her hands for continuously for even 15 minutes, that is quarter of an hour. Lady Macbeth says, yet here's a spot. So here Lady Macbeth, she sees a spot of blood on her hand and she's saying, look, I have washed my hands so much and still there is a spot here. The doctor says, hark, she speaks. Oh, listen, she is speaking. I will set down what comes from her to satisfy my remembrance the more strongly. So he's saying that I will write down in a notebook of what she is speaking so that I can remember well what she is saying, and it will help me remember better. That is, remember strongly. Then Lady Macbeth says, out, damned spot, out, I say. 1, 2, why? It's time to do it. Hell is murky. Fie, my lord, fie. A soldier and afraid? What need we fear? Who knows it when none can call our power to account? So here Lady Macbeth is telling the spots in her hand, the blood spots, saying she's trying to rub her hands and she's saying, damned these spots, come out. I command, come out. So she's saying that the stains in her hand are so stubborn that they don't seem to come off. One, two, why then it's time to do it. So here Lady Macbeth is recalling, convincing Macbeth to kill King Duncan. So she's saying that it's time to do it. Hell is murky. Fee, my lord, fee means shame on you, my lord, shame. A soldier, and how can you be afraid? What need we fear? Who knows it? So why are we supposed to fear it when nobody knows about it? When none can call our power to account. So she's saying that no one can match our powers. So why should we be scared when no one can lay the guilt upon us? Then she says, yet who would have thought that the old man, who is King Duncan, would have so much blood in him? So here indirectly she's talking about the guilt after killing King Duncan. The doctor says, do you mark that? Did you listen to that? Then Lady Macbeth still says, the Thane of Fife had a wife. Where is she now? What will these hands never be clean? No more of that, my lord, no more of that. You mar all with this starting. So now she's coming and talking about the Thane of Fife, Banquo. And she's saying that the Thane of Fife had a wife. And where is she now? Then she says, will my hands never be clean again? Now she's saying, no more of that, my lord, no more of that. Now she is drowning in guilt. She's saying, now no more of all that. You will ruin everything by acting startled. So control your emotions. So Lady Macbeth, while sleepwalking, is blurting out different situations. The doctor says, go to, you have known what you should not. Oh no, you have learned what you should not have known. The gentlewoman says, she has spoke what she should not. I am sure of that. Heaven knows what she has known. So she's saying that you should not have heard what you heard. And I'm sure she has said something she shouldn't have said. Heaven knows what secret she keeps. Lady Macbeth says, here is the smell of the blood still. So the smell of blood has not gone. All the perfumes of Arabia will not sweeten this little hand. Oh. So no matter what I do, this stench of blood is not going from my hands. And even all the perfumes from Arabia cannot make my little hands smell better. Then the doctor says, what a sigh is there. The heart is sorely charged. So, what a heavy sigh she breathed out. That means her heart is heavily burdened. The gentlewoman says, I would not have such a heart in my bosom for the dignity of the whole body. So she's saying that I would not want a heart like hers, even if you make me a queen and give me so much dignity. But I would not want to carry a heart like hers that is heavily burdened. The doctor says, well. The gentlewoman says, pray God it be, sir. I pray to God that all will be well, sir. The doctor says, this disease is beyond my practice. This disease is beyond my medical skills of treatment. Yet I have known those which have walked in their sleep, who have died holily in their beds. So he's saying that, but I have known people who have sleepwalked, but died peacefully in their beds without doing any sin. Lady Macbeth says, wash your hands, put on your nightgown. Look not so pale. I tell you yet again, Banquo is buried. He cannot come out of his grave. So here again, Lady Macbeth is hallucinating that she is talking to Macbeth, and she's saying, now wash your hands and put on your nightgown. Act like everything is normal. Don't look so pale. I'm telling you again, Banquo has been buried. He cannot come out of his grave. So if you remember before, Macbeth could see Banquo's ghost. So she used to pacify him, and then this is again playing out in her mind. The doctor says, even so, is this true? Lady Macbeth says, to bed, to bed. There is knocking at the gate. Come, 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 come. Give me your hand. What's done cannot be undone. To bed, to bed, to bed. Now, she hears people knocking at the gate. So she's saying, come to bed, come to bed. There's knocking at the gate. So she still thinks that she's talking to Macbeth. And she's saying, what has been done is done. It cannot be undone. Come to bed, come to bed. And she exits. The doctor says, will she go now to bed? So is she now going back to bed? So gentlewoman says, yes, right away, directly she is going to go to bed. The doctor says, foul whisperings are abroad. Unnatural deeds do breed unnatural troubles. Infected minds to their deaf pillows will discharge their secrets. So she's saying that there are evil rumors circulating. And what is that? That unnatural acts will lead to supernatural events. And what does he say? Those who have a guilty conscience will confess their secrets to their pillows when they are asleep. So he's saying that she is guilty and she has a deranged mind, and therefore she's confessing all the secrets to their pillows when they sleep, that is, to their deaf pillows. Then what does he say? More needs she the divine than the physician. So, more than me, she needs divine intervention. She needs a priest more than a doctor. God, God forgive us all. Look after her. So, God, please forgive us all and look after her. Remove from her the means of all annoyance and still keep eyes upon her. Now, the doctor turns to the gentlewoman and says, look after her and remove anything that she might hurt herself with. That is means of all annoyance. And still keep eyes upon her. So still look after her and keep an eye on her. Watch her constantly. Good night. My mind she has mated and amazed my sight. So he's saying that she has bewildered my mind and amazed my eyes. So I have been baffled by what I heard and saw. I think, but dare not speak. So I will think about it, but I will not dare to say it out loud. The gentlewoman says, good night. good doctor. And the scene ends. Okay, so that is the end of this scene, and I hope this scene is clear. Keep practicing, study well. The next video that would be uploaded is the questions that could appear from the scene. So make sure you solve those, and I hope all of this is going to make you prepared for the examinations. All the very best. God bless.